Be pretty good to get in this event, as you say. The interesting thing is, I mean, not necessarily all of the players that have accrued all these points are in great form now. I mean, Sean Murphy. So that's the nature of the peaks and the troughs of it all. Around 2 cushions off one of those bottom left-hand reds there. Thin glance, so often won't be got first time.
Miss.
Because you kind of err on the... So he will get warned here.
Miss.
That if he was...
I'm missing something. That was one of those occasions. Selby simply overjoyed.
Yeah, well, no point in me saying any more, but I think it's an extraordinary decision not to have the ball. Interesting dynamic, though, isn't it, this match for Mark Selby? He's never lost to Jiahui, as we know. That's a pretty good safety shot from C. That's well judged and put red ball. That's why he played such a thin contact to avoid that happening. Yeah, that was the problem. The cube was heading towards the jaws of the top right pocket, and he didn't really have control over it. It may not be that bad. Playing a little thin safety shot here. A thick safety shot.
Mark Selby.
Don't forget you can see all of the Table 2 action today and for the next couple of days as well on IT.
Around to the left side of the bunch here and back down the table. That top red. It's almost a billiard sort of shot, really. A highly tactical opening frame.
I think it's encouraging to see Jiahui
Well, I think it's more that you know, the game ultimately has never changed, is it? You know, if you don't think you can pot one, the amount of times you hear people say, you know, playing someone like Mark Selby, go out there and attack him. Well, what does that mean? You can't just go for everything.
Yes, because those who bracket Selby compete with the very best.
Oh, yes. Well, it took his time. I had a funny... But, of course, even with your opposite...
Well, it was a valiant effort.
Not the kind of start he was looking for, of course. You have to stick with it. Try and win these long frames if you can.
So Jiahui.
That was nicely controlled.
One. Seven.
Exactly right. I mean, Selby's good at it. He always has been able to.
Thirty.
And that's the problem. He
80.
You feel like he's kind of in control of this frame, but he's
20.
not.
Sure.
Still to get his name engraved on the Tour Championship trophy, but he has been in semi-final.
41.
Ideally suited.
Yeah, you'd say that. I mean, but as you say, he's on the short. Frame.
Mark Selby, 61. One.
I've heard Stephen Hendry say on several occasions when all aspects of his game are working. I would agree with that. Mark Selby is an unstoppable force.
Yellow.
And neither should he.
Mark Selby.
The 61
26.
break that Mark Selby won that frame with. Not the biggest of the tournament so far, but Selby draws first blood.
Yeah, very good. Well worked. Yeah, when we there's not much doing here. I think this ball's into play. Put pressure on him in that regard, I think.
In.
Mark Selby.
Of the German Masters, same at the Welsh Open, then first round defeats at the World Grand Prix and Players Championship. Slim pickings lately.
At the end of the championship, those big points that he got for the semi-final, where he was 14-5 up at one point to Luca Brissell, they'll all be removed. So, you know, his ranking will not look quite so rosy then.
Lifts the trophy at the Crucible again.
So this is exactly the issue that he's got in someone like Mark Selby. It's almost like someone said to him, well, you know, you've got to compete with Selby. So he's going to have to find a way of opening the balls up and putting pressure on Selby that way, because Mark Selby is just counter.
So.
He might be able to just bring colours into play with this safety shot, however. That'll be what he's aiming to do. It's kind of improved the situation a little bit. That's a good shot.
That tactical exchange, it would do his morale no harm at all to make a few here.
Of some note. Oh well, that's not the place he wanted to be.
Action who knocks this kind of shot in an awful lot.
Frame up. But the break is really
So.
good shot.
Well, that's it.
These frames have been hard graft, and Jiahui really could do with getting this one on the board and get. So he's got an opportunity to avoid that. Those two are locked together.
8-6.
Well, I tell you what, be low on the black, however, wants to get in behind it. Well, it'd be a pity there if he didn't. Yeah, the pace he played it, you know, had he rolled it in up for the. Well, this is surely some.
Leaving Selby requiring a snooker.
He's got to dig down and it makes the pot more difficult. The yellow ball. He's found a little bit of form here, hasn't he? It's encouraging.
Important. Because maybe now Jiahui has planted his own seed. Okay, no substantial breaks in this frame, but it's a frame well won.
See?
After 32 minutes, very satisfied.
We had a very good look at the bunch of reds examined.
One.
He looks like he's decided not to do that at this stage. Almost had a free shot at the bunch. That's really bad, isn't it, what he's done there? Why didn't he just go into them? He's got a red over.
The way he delivered the cue wasn't exactly the smoothest either.
One.
.100, so 6-6 with Jiahui.
9. Selby.
Have kilted with their natural games, both of those errors. In his way there, so he can barely reach. It's
20.
With his all well-rounded game, I don't think he likes it. Players attacking him.
$36.
29 centuries. That's a personal best by some way. I think what happened.
Yeah, that's a slightly loose shot, though, isn't it? The break alive. Q was going towards the two reds here. Oh dear, that was loose. I don't think he wanted to accept that the last shot had gone wrong, and he wanted to get.
Swing back in his direction. Close to the right-hand side cushion. But even for that, there's solutions.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to play it right now, isn't it? Because, like you say,
Sure.
The referees have been required to clean the cue ball a lot less.
he's left the red on. So he's had a reprieve, Jiahui, for the earlier positional error when he was going well. Oh, no. Three-quarter ball angled to his left. At least the red has gone safe. Followed by yellow again is one. He's decided to play it in the bottom pocket instead of the middle, which is what he originally played. Brilliant shot for the green. Well, see, Joe, we can never know.
Down to the pink will.
$32.
Jiahui missed an absolute sitter of a red to regain the lead at 2-1. Hard thinking to do.
I mean, just on that, I mean, we're not speaking about that match now, but yeah, for Jack. But a very difficult long pot there, which he was not willing to take. Taking the red up the table. But there's lots of value in these safety shots because, like I say, when the chance comes, it's likely that this.
But not exploited that chance.
One.
Directly back to a red.
In between frames, Neil and I were discussing just how
And I feel he's one of the most talented players we've got at the moment. In the Wuhan Open where he did absolutely demolished Trump. But he's not in that same vein at the moment.
but shots like
That's what he tried. He didn't quite catch the reds. That's a pity, actually.
See.
well for Selby, that was
There's their shots that he plays with his back now.
Five. Twelve.
And who denied him there? Luca Brissell. I think a player who's in a very inspiration.
19.
He looks really completely uncomfortable, doesn't he?
Five.
Goodness me. You just knew that was going to happen. I mean, Kevin Dabrowski, he was
Ben,
all
could we get a
over it, but I
replay
tell
if
you
that
what,
was
you
the
could have seen
peak
that.
One.
Right into the heart.
Mark Selby.
He's not getting anywhere at the moment, is he? He's just a wonderful tap.
One.
It's not.
Six.
I'm alive for now.
Fourteen. $22.
That'll do.
$30.
I think the running side that helped.
That's fine. He
38.
looks pretty good, doesn't it? And that is not. And that's also nicely executed.
47.
So these.
Yeah, 5 minutes short. Selby with pride. Not at his best so
60.
far.
70.
Here only roll into the pack, but yeah, that would be should be his plan tonight.
Tell you what though, lots of fragmentary exchanges this afternoon. So for Selby to boast a nice,
Really much flow. You look at the frame times, 36, 32, 29, 27, 29 minutes, you know. Well, a plant at the back of the pack wouldn't be a bad start. I think unless he gets right close, try and land in that bunch. 3 cushions. I'll have a look at this for a shot. This is Mark Selby at his best. Moving it. Yeah, and here's another really poor safety. Yeah, no problem. You know, the thing about those shots, the safety shots, you got to give it everything to get the cue ball down to the ball cushion. If you don't, against these top. Cue ball a little bit. He's got to stun this in. And he's got to give this all due care and attention. He played it lovely.
Good save.
Yeah. think that's the one thing. He's starting to knock in the centuries. As I just say that, he's missed the knee.
One.
He's got to try and win frames from positions like this, just above the black is available, and this red left of the pink, of course.
15.
And I think once he pot into the pocket, but could be made into a plant.
22.
But it'll be 1 or 2.
All of the... If he loses tonight, though,
37.
Did too much with the cue ball. Needs to slow down.
40.
Oh, he needs cover on the yellow here. This time it's full ball. Has it gone past the middle? Just enough.
Again, not just the best red to play safe off, but also getting it into...
That's pretty good. Okay, could be on the black. Well, this red, no, he couldn't pot it.
Selby won.
Oh, but he hasn't taken advantage of it. Poor miss. No. Sometimes, you know, after a long safety. No.
Yeah, he's missed 3 reds now of varying difficulty.
Well, he tried to play the double kiss, but it's gone wrong. Now.
One.
Will be well advised, not just a pot.
8.
Yeah, that,
15.
and that's will be coming back to the table. So he's done well here. There's still have goals, but he'll be feeling good about winning this opening frame.
20.
Title holder in deeper and deeper trouble. Mark Williams needs to turn things around quickly. Another drawn-out frame, this one, the third of the match. Looked like being a quick one when Selby got in first, but it was a bad red to miss.
36.
And now it's a bad start to the evening for the former world champion. Jiahui begins the process of... Mark Selby still in the driver's seat in this match. Of that, there's no doubt. But the way he lost the opening frame of the evening, I think that will be a source of frustration for him. And he will want to stop this mini comeback. So far in the match, we've had
Lovely. Oh, it was close. It was.
One.
He's played for the loose red.
So. 15. 20.
Red is going towards that green pocket. Not too bad. What a shot that was.
30. 30.
Oh, he's brought this red close to this middle pocket. He's left it on. Okay, sir. If he does pot this, where the colour is going to come from, he needs a bit of luck. Wasn't easy. Well, it certainly wasn't easy. Now, what has he left? I'm getting another frame on the board.
One. Eight.
.4 hours playing time, and the way this is going, So Jiahui with very much renewed hope, Ken.
He'd be certainly delighted. He said he needed at least get 3 of the first 4 frames. Deficit to 2, and he'd be feeling a little bit better about himself. You know, there was a couple of frames this afternoon that got away between sessions, come back a little bit more refreshed. I don't think he's playing his best, and maybe he can derive a little bit of confidence from that and pick up his game even more.
Another frame on the scoreboard for Jiahui. Mark Selby does concede, and so it's now only 6-4. We mentioned earlier that
well, that's more like it. Let's see what he can do here. No, didn't have the prop either here to split up this tight pack. You always need a little bit of luck when you go into the pack.
$37.
that was his 61st. And talking
52.
Yeah, you can just get through to that one. And he's played
15.
it nicely. Really good.
$66.
71 with just 67 remaining. He'd love to get at least one more red. That would stop Jiahui coming to the
$72.
Yeah, that's century total.
This is the one great thing about, I've got a great way of just cleaning the slate. I'm starting to getting Mark Selby rattled a little bit. Knocks on the tree. Yeah, well played.
Now that's his 62nd century of the season. Only one more to equal his best ever haul for a campaign. He's made 63 in a season twice.
102.
134 from Barry Hawkins in that magical display yesterday.
100.
Just flawless. You cannot imagine a more timely total clearance strikes. Great to be here in Manchester, Ken. This city's got city exhibition halls in Deansgate in 73. Rain stopped play.
Can he find this red? There you see it does pot into this left centre, screwing off the pack of reds, back for the black. Ah, great. Really was a wonderful shot. Nicely on the black.
At a club table, they almost don't exist.
Slight distraction.
$17. $23.
Black into the pack of reds after this shot. Paired up and leaves a nice angle.
31.
Pack of reds just in front of that as we look, and then push one of these reds toward the corner pocket. Got to let a lot of zip on the cue ball here. Got a lot of zip. Yeah, he was hoping to push a red towards that right corner, but the exponents of that particular shot with the amount of sort of pace he can generate on the cue ball when screwing into the pack. On the other side.
$50.
But that
We either.
Mark Selby.
The black here, so he's got to try and avoid the black. Get the path of the cue ball. Well, he's going to try and hold for the black. Delicate little shot. Once again, it's one of those
Mark
shots.
Selby.
I can tell you that Ding and William, brown and black, not in his favour.
Yeah, I think he a little pocket can hold for pink. Lovely shot. Wow, it would be some break to win the frame from this visit, but he certainly can get enough points on the board here. Give himself a
Williams, on the way to lifting the trophy, of course, made an absolutely miraculous clearance in the it's a 7-frame winning run to the line for China's most decorated snooker player.
$22.
Angle back into blind pocket, as it were. This is missable. Well, well played. Good shot, that.
20.
He's done really well. Concentrate and just getting a nice angle off this red. Oh, he's tried to move the brown. Look at this for a shot.
So he arrives on the cut.
But trying to hold the cue ball for the green. Oh, lovely shot. Ball back into bulk. And that's pretty good.
Sometime.
No. Wasn't easy. Oh, this needs to slow up. It needs to slow up, otherwise it could be over the... Oh, well, would you believe it?
Miss.
Selby put that black in a safe position. That could be his saving grace after all this time. Can he get on the blue? I think he can. What a shot. Can he just nudge the black? Oh, he tried it. He tried it. If he misses it...
This is the kind of frame that Mark Selby off.
Wanted to move it. Too difficult. Can he get it safe? He can. This is a good shot. It's going to be towards that middle of the ball cushion.
Jiahui.
Oh.
If he was going to miss it, he was always going to miss it thin.
Opposite side cushion. As long as you don't leave the double here, it's always a possibility.
Drama.
He's going to have to play an extraordinary shot, Jiahui, to try and trap. No, didn't fancy it. Very tight to this top cushion. This could go wrong. He's got to play a good one here. He's got to play a good one here, and he hasn't played one. Ooh. It's very missable.
7. And
Mark Selby ignored the double, but Jiahui. What a frame that was. Selby 2 from victory. He leads by 8 frames to 4.
Now that's more like it. That's what Stephen Henry's been asking for.
Maybe feel I've just got to attack, try and play my natural game, and just try and keep Mark Selby in that seat. In round 2, Karen Wilson against Jack Jones.
So.
Is, from here on in, even if
22. Thirty.
just seems to have picked up the pace a little bit as well, which gone on.
Fifty. 61.
This has been, and as I say, he's not hung around either. He's played it.
60. $72.
Himself into the top 16.
A few years of playing on the tour and top ups and amateur status, all that, but he's still got, you know, to learn the ropes and so. I think
96.
part of it, he wants to.
Well, a wonderful break right from that first pot. Did now, certainly after the way he lost the pre-interval frame. Attack, attack, attack.
104.
And evens full. So Selby set the high break target earlier.
104.
He's learning. What I'm kind of driving at is that
106.
if he can get, he's here to stay. You know, he's going to stay up there in the top 16. You don't have to play like balance to his game. You know, good one day, not so good the next. You want a wee bit more in between overall. But yeah, this has been much better.
He needs more of the same. He's still in trouble, but if he can produce small breaks like that, he could still turn this around. Selby still needs 2 to set up a meeting with Neil Robertson. He played Neil Robertson actually in the first Tour Championship 2019. Selby in the quarterfinals. He led 6-2, lost 9-8. It was best of 17 then. But
then, does he pull the trigger or just park the cue ball on the end cushion? Yeah, end cushion it is. It's a wee bit too risky, but again, there. You know, maybe. And that's what Jiahui's got to get better at.
1.
Such a classy shot, that just to
raise his game. Mark Selby will be conscious of the need to really knuckle down here. If he does win tonight, the Championship League. He's a player people seem sort of wary to tip for the World Championship because it seems like an off-loss first round. It's different 12 months on. He's looking dangerous again.
Looks like the latter. It all adds to the ingredients that Mark Selby has. Yeah, looking for a potential plant there that glance off the one that's virtually touching it and send it into the pocket. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't attempt it, but again, it's just, you know, what you call good match play. You get in, score a few,
Mark Selby.
no risk all the time if you can, by your better shot selection. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. This is where you... But invariably, he comes up with the answers. So, good line, but it's got to run, and it hasn't done.
Foul. No.
So far, this frame's been classic. Selby. He's taken what's there, then he's played the good safety.
One.
It's interesting. He said he was playing good stuff. We saw it, of course, at the British Open here on ITV in September. And we saw it recently also at the Welsh Open.
Foul.
Yeah, just holding the pink spot. Yes, it's still got to play one or two good positional shots to put the finishing touches to this. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That is. It's a beautiful shot again. To go one away from victory. But in. Okay, still alive. Yeah, well done. So the
Taking another pink means it would be a snooker to tie as opposed to win, 4-point snooker. Well, yeah, he's going to concede. He's left the red, so my good frame. No sort of fireworks in it, but controlled it well. And he'll be in the quarterfinals. He leads 9-5 in the quarterfinals here at the Tour Championship. I'm sure Robertson delighted to be back in the tournament. He's won it twice, but hasn't actually played in it since he last won it 3 years ago.
Oh, that's great character. Shows you that he still believes, which is great.
70.
Yeah, your cue ball's got to be better. You know, and saying before he's still a work in progress. That shot alone sort of tells you that. You know, the Selbys of this world would never have lost. Just a fraction on the first one. See what I mean? In the last frame, and it cost them. And it might be the same again.
One.
Fabulous pot.
5-0.
Yeah, you would think not, looking at it from.
Nine.
That's horrible. Miscue. Never nice.
CG.
But the black's gone down the balk end.
One.
The stuff cannons and bound to be on one. Yeah, decided to wait.
Good say.
He's the best in the business at this shop. He's going to have to be. Yeah, that's good. Didn't try to overplay it. That was the key to it. Not this time.
Six.
I mean, it was actually a great break. It was only 14. He did well to get that far. And at least he hasn't left a red.
Yeah, it's good work. Just to keep market. Anywhere near the left corner, perhaps. Let's see. Needs cover. He got a ball and not hitting a red. Yeah, good hit. What damage? At least get the reds, get the green and play it at the very least. Not this time though.
Missed one to this pocket earlier, different sort of shot. He's missed that one. Wow. Just needed the red.
%5 done. Yeah, again, you don't want to, call play. Green out and play. Yeah, that's well done. It wasn't as important to find cover. It was just keep the red. Thin red pushed the green out and the red kissed the black. He didn't get it. That's what he played. Now then. Here's
76% from distance today.
Yeah, there's Alan.
things change in some way.
2.
The master at work again.
Mark Selby.
Yeah, well done. But boy, does he make you work for it.
Frazzled, which doesn't help going into the next frame necessarily. Yeah. Championship near miss against Karen Wilson. We'll see Karen on Thursday against Ding. Well, the pocket, so Mark Selby gave it a good go as you'd expect, but it is Jiahui who wins a 38-minute frame, and the lead is reduced to 9-6. Selby still needing one for victory, didn't he, 4 years ago, and needed a fifth.
It's such high tariff, and he's leaving a red. I mean, I just don't see the value in that. If you don't get now, Mark can open these reds far and wide, perhaps. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for the time being. But
1.
And I do think he's one of the best players at playing as if it's just 0-0, just resetting. And we go again as if it's, as I say, first frame of the day.
Sure.
But you kind of know that Mark's not going to badly lose his cue ball. See there, it's just that wee bit more precise and shot. That was a wee bit
Mark Selby. 1.
Great shot. And he may have picked up on the fact that Mark didn't press there when he'd given the, half opportunity.
6. Fourteen.
He's going to need it.
20. $34.
Yeah, now can he get 20 points off the... Quite nice to use the bulk line as a target. Tried to hold it, but as I say, I'm looking for 12, which is obviously 2 blues. So key shot. Brilliant. That's a great shot.
54.
It's a mini mistake playing yellow, isn't it? Obviously he's not going to get blue.
Got his chance to get this one. It's been a battle of more than 6 hours duration. One thing, though, about a few little things still maybe that he needs to learn. I'm sure he will. He's only 22. Going to be seeded at the World Championship.
17.
So he'll be at the Crucible.
So this is his last chances that Mark doesn't get nicely on the pink. And that should do.
Win a big frame on the black to lead 8-4. He didn't have things all his own way today, but a classy clearance from the 4 times world champion at the Players' Championship. Mark Selby defeats Jiahui by 10 frames to 6.